Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kyle Richards feeling lonely after split with Mauricio Umansky. Kyle Richards is emotional and feeling lonely as she talks to her ex-husband about their split. Her ex-husband Mauricio Umansky moved out and got his own condo while Kyle is still in the house by herself. She says it feels odd and lonely being in a space they once shared. In the upcoming episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, set to air Tuesday, February 4, Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky sit down for an emotional conversation about their separation. While the talk begins casually with Kyle asking about Mauricio's new living situation, it quickly turns more serious as she opens up about how different life feels without him. Mauricio shares that his new condo is coming together, but he's adjusting to a simpler lifestyle. He mentions living on canned soups and a basic refrigerator stocked with eggs. When Kyle asks about his living situation, the conversation shifts to her experience of living in the family home with their daughters, which now feels quiet and empty without him. As Kyle speaks about the emotional weight of living in a house that once felt full of life, her emotions start to show, and she begins to tear up. Kyle explains that while the house feels the same, it also feels different because it no longer holds the same family dynamic. She says, "I'm in the place where everybody was. It just feels different," revealing just how difficult the separation has been for her. Mauricio, showing his support, responds by giving her a hug and a gentle kiss on the back of her head, offering comfort during a tough moment. Kyle, still emotional, wipes away tears and apologizes for her vulnerability. But Mauricio reassures her, saying, "It's ok." This intimate moment is a reflection of the deeper emotional challenges both are facing during the separation. Although Kyle and Mauricio announced their split in October 2023, they haven't filed for divorce. In a December 2024 appearance on Watch What Happens Live, Kyle explained that they remain close friends, and the legal steps just haven't felt necessary yet. She also admitted that neither of them is eager to address the situation fully, as it's still a difficult subject to navigate. Despite the separation, Kyle and Mauricio's relationship appears to be built on mutual respect and care for one another. Their bond is evident in how they continue to support each other through this difficult time. Fans of the show will have to tune in to see how the conversation between them unfolds and whether this separation will turn into something more permanent. The next episode airs Tuesday at 8/7 on Bravo. If you miss it, the episode will be available on Peacock the next day. Kyle Richards, the beloved reality star known for her role on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, is facing a difficult and emotional chapter in her life. After years of being a fixture in the public eye alongside her husband Mauricio Umansky, the couple announced their separation in 2023, sending shockwaves through their fans and the celebrity world. While the decision to part ways was mutual, the reality of navigating life after such a significant relationship has left Kyle feeling more isolated than ever. For years, Kyle and Mauricio were seen as the picture-perfect couple, admired for their seemingly unbreakable bond. Their love story played out for millions to see, from their lavish family vacations to their everyday moments captured on RHOBH. Fans saw Kyle as a devoted wife, mother, and businesswoman, while Mauricio was often viewed as the charming, successful real estate mogul by her side. Together, they built an empire, blending their careers and personal lives seamlessly. But as with many high-profile relationships, cracks eventually began to show, and what once seemed like an impenetrable partnership began to unravel. Kyle's emotional struggle after the split has been palpable. She has openly expressed the deep sense of loneliness that has followed her since the separation. While the decision to end their marriage was made with respect and understanding, there is no denying the void that remains in her life. As much as Kyle has put on a brave face in public, her vulnerability has occasionally surfaced, revealing the challenges of navigating life without Mauricio. Their partnership wasn't just romantic. It was built on years of shared memories, family milestones, and countless experiences that are now part of the past. What makes the situation even more difficult is that Kyle has always been someone who thrives on connection. As an extrovert, and someone who's always surrounded by family, friends, and the whirlwind of Hollywood, the loss of her long-term partner has left her grappling with a sense of solitude she's never experienced before. Once filled with laughter and shared moments now feels quieter, and the absence of Mauricio's presence in the day-to-day is something she's still adjusting to. For Kyle, the transition has been a delicate balancing act of maintaining her career while healing her personal wounds. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has continued filming, and Kyle has continued to appear on the show, though there's no doubt that her personal life is inevitably intertwined with her on-screen persona. Fans have watched her navigate the highs and lows of her separation, and while she's always been transparent with her audience, it's clear that this new chapter is one of self-discovery and emotional growth. The loneliness Kyle feels is complicated by the reality of living in a world where every aspect of her life is constantly under the microscope. In the world of social media, where the public can comment on every post and offer unsolicited advice, the pressure to be okay or strong can be overwhelming. In moments of quiet, when the cameras are off, she has admitted to feeling the weight of the loneliness that often comes with being in the public eye. The scrutiny is relentless, and sometimes it can feel like there's no room for vulnerability. However, Kyle has also found strength in these moments of solitude. While loneliness may be a constant companion right now, she is learning how to navigate it and how to rebuild herself from the inside out. The quiet moments that once seemed so heavy are now spaces of reflection. Kyle has leaned into her passions, like her love for fashion, her entrepreneurial spirit, and her close-knit bond with her daughters. The loneliness has become a tool for personal growth rather than something that defines her. As she moves forward, she's beginning to embrace the idea of finding joy in being alone, without the need for constant external validation. One of the things that Kyle has spoken about is her ability to maintain a healthy co-parenting relationship with Mauricio. While they may not be together romantically, they both remain deeply committed to their children. For Kyle, family is everything, and she's finding comfort in the fact that despite the end of their marriage, their love for their children remains unwavering. This commitment to their family has allowed her to rebuild her sense of purpose, and in doing so, she's rediscovered a sense of fulfillment that doesn't rely on her relationship status. The loneliness that Kyle has been experiencing is not just about the end of her marriage. It's also about adjusting to a new sense of self. For years, she defined herself as part of a couple, but now she's learning to define herself as an individual. The journey has been emotional, filled with highs and lows, but it's also one that's leading her to a new understanding of who she is outside of her relationship. In many ways, the loneliness she feels is an invitation to explore her own identity more deeply and to embrace a new chapter of independence and personal growth. While the future is still uncertain, one thing is clear: Kyle Richards is not letting loneliness define her. She's learning how to navigate the pain of separation with grace and resilience, using the space to reconnect with herself and the people who truly matter. The road ahead may not always be easy, but Kyle is embracing the journey with an open heart and a sense of purpose. As she moves forward, it's clear that her story is far from over, and that the loneliness she feels now is merely a chapter in her ongoing evolution.